saved by the NC after a large pull. Gurney Dam is being saved by Connery against attack by the Briggs, and Awful Pit is saved, at least for the time being. The capture point is in the hands of Briggs. Other places under contention, Briggs is losing Chak Water Purification and Chak Intel Hub to small attacking probe forces.
And my client just crashed again. I will be back in a moment.
Let's see what's going on. We're going to have a look. Oh, that's interesting. There's actually quite a large force over Hurricane Am Station. What's going on there? Is that an Air Force? No. Oh, it must be the capture point because they're just inside the SOI. Yeah, that's what it is. Oh, Liberator versus Valkyrie. It's not going to work well for this Val. I'm going to head to the north in the Awful Pit, see what's going on. It looks like it's a successful save. I'm still surprised in the north that Briggs hasn't... okay, maybe they can't get the tech plant, but they haven't taken Kessel's Antiquated Crossing or maybe Czech Fusion Lab? I mean, they seem to be easy bases. Or easier, I should say. And sure enough, the Awful Pit, the Briggs force has pushed back the Connery attacking force. Just trying to see if I can't spot a Sunder, but I don't see any Sunder for the Connery force, so I think they're just here to be a nuisance.
Alright, I am back in, and I'm going to head to Hunter's Blind, which still is ticking, even though Connery has put more people on it.
Well, to beat their record, they need to get beyond 5 seconds, and that's going to be pretty soul-destroying to lose it. Gurney Dam has got a reasonable number as well, with 2 minutes to go. And Broken Vale Garrison, there's a large TR force from Connery on the capture point with 3 minutes to go, at least 2 squads.
FCLM from Briggs has a Bulldog Galaxy that they're trying to defend the point from, but it looks like Connery snuck some people behind here. Yeah, Connery finally has managed to push enough people through at Hunter's Blind, and they own the point again.
So TR-42 does have their Sunders hidden in one of the tower sections again, to the north of Awful Pit. And I take that back, Sunder is dead. It's an exceptionally good execution, whoever did that.
Briggs' Air Force has come over to Hunter's Blind. One thing that I've noticed, I haven't seen it a ton from Connery. I've seen a couple times where their Air Force has barely been able to deal with stuff on the ground, taking out enemies and spawn Sunders. I have not seen Briggs' Air Force used the same way. Now, I might just be in the wrong spot, but... And that was not a good thing. A Briggs Liberator just crashed into one of its own ESFs and took him out. So, don't do that anymore.
Recursion is trying to grab water purification. The NC force is outside, and they've just repaired the generator, and I was about to mention why they're repairing the generator. So for the next 60 seconds, if they've lost the capture point already, I can't tell. The point is, the fact is they're being swarmed from all sides now with no chance of reinforcements. And it is a maximum max fight, but some horrible frames and TKs perhaps with grenades, but the fact is, Briggs saves water purification. Oh, I like this. Kessel's Antiquated Crossing is actually being contested.
Yes.
Oh, I'm stuck. Oh dear, I have absolutely no movement. Oh dear.
Well, at Kessel's Antiquated Crossing, there are no large TR forces pushing out. The NC have already moved up to the spawn-contained locations in the Rock Valley and at the teleporter exit as well. Actually, they do not have near as many people at the teleporter exit. That could come back to bite them here.
Can you help me out here? Remind me, what was the command when you're stuck to commit suicide? Oh, never mind, I'll redeploy.
Yeah. However, Briggs has tried to pull another one of their patented Cobalt and Fury Sunderers, and it's on its last legs right now. Okay, it did just get taken out. Connery has yet to make a real big play for the point here. And they are still very much out-popped at Kessel's.
Leave the restricted area immediately.
Yep, we're on Kessel's now, having a look. That's a... Jugs has got a somewhat exposed Sunder if ever saw one to the south. I mean, if Briggs, if they have an Air Force come against them by Connery, that's going to hurt. Easy pick
And
off.
last I looked, the Connery Air Force was only one hexel. I'm surprised they're not being called in.
60 seconds to go in Kessel's antiquated crossing as well. Now the attacking force from Recursion that was going into warp purification, they may have come to antiquated crossing, or they could be going for the tech plant. But the fact is, the tech plant had about 5 minutes, so I don't think they needed to put those numbers there. But with 50 seconds to go at Kessel's antiquated crossing, a match in the front, and probably about 2 squads pushing in from 2 prongs attack. One coming directly in the point, and it looks like they've got some coming in on the western side of the base. I would be impressed if Briggs could hold this, because I think Connery... Well, no, I'll tell you what, I'm TR and I can see the numbers. I don't think Connery's giving himself enough time to run onto the point. With 20 seconds to go, here comes the mad dash. 20 seconds, they have enough run time. They can get to the point in enough time, but are they just going to run straight for the point? And I don't think so. Right, there's one chap. Where are you going? The last out, wrong way. It's over here. Over here, come over here. Oh, he went the wrong way. He could have possibly got there stalled for a few more seconds. Tier Force is on the doorstep, but with 1 second, there's the last assault. He's too late. Juggernaut takes the piss. Oh, well, there you go. Wow. So
that was just a matter of Connery did not redeploy fast enough, and they did not give themselves enough time.
And they went to the wrong base. Yes, they went to the tech plant, but they didn't need to go to the tech plant at that point. Now that defending force from Kessel's crossing can go to the tech plant and save it again, but they had 5 minutes spare. They should have gone to crossings first, so it was bad base selection when it came to allocating your numbers.
Now there is a large force of Connery TR that has placed itself at Ixtab power regulation, which is obviously where they're trying to get access to the other amp station on the center side. Just another good, easy point hold kind of base that they can attack. And they've put a significant number of their forces here. The last time they did this, it was only with a handful. So another large area that Connery looks to be attacking is Southgate Checkpoint, which is a large 7-minute 3-cap point facility in the far south.
Looks like we have, a ghost hack perhaps going on at a CAN data hub just to be a nuisance? Yeah, we've got 1 or 2 guys. It looks like they're being infiltrator nuisance, and it's caught in a response. Perhaps by 1 or 2 galaxies from Briggs. Data Hub, no, they've just dropped 1224 for Data Hub, so that's going to be saved. Hurricane Secure Storage. If you look at the numbers between Hurricane Amp Station and Hurricane Storage, you can actually see that Briggs has more. There's a small attack going on Nason's Defiance, that's not really going anywhere. Ixtab power regulation, that's interesting. 50-50 with about 70 seconds to go.
Yes, Briggs just dropped people via Galaxy on the roof of this building, and has not yet managed to make it down to the point yet.
Ooh, elevated capture point. This is going to be tricky. They've got plenty of numbers coming in, I believe, especially from the south. Now the Briggs force, I guess they're not really giving themselves enough time to kill off the spawn, so they have to brute force the capture point itself. Throwing plenty of grenades, but that elevated platform is very difficult to grenades to land on it properly, and with 35 seconds to go, Briggs definitely has the numbers. If you look at the minimap, they've definitely the numbers. But the fact is, Connery has tracer darts everywhere. They know where the Briggs forces are, which is pretty much every door. So, 20 seconds now. I think this Briggs force isn't going to do it, because there's still maxes for Connery. There's no maxes for Briggs. Nothing to beat the tank and take the damage. 10 seconds, that max right in front of us has got 6 seconds. Oh, here comes the final charge at the absolute last second, and they are on the point. That one heavy assault there is on point, and the Briggs force are getting cleaned up. That Connery force should have come down from the top and got on the point. That is as close as it can be. 2 seconds, maybe 3 seconds at the very most. I mean, we're still having the res grenade Rick rolling, but I tell you what, they might win the res grenade war. I mean, they've got the upper plateau. It's very hard to say, oh wait, no, never mind. It's like, when infantry fight gets that close, it's who's got the most res grenades. And Briggs makes a save. Space Rice Paddy, the attacking force is
Has been
outnumbered.
resecured as well.
And Southgate,
it looks like...
Southgate's a 3-pointer. That I'd be very impressed if Connery took that, simply because it's a large outpost.
It looks like Connery has resecured Shack Tech Plant. They can go and resecure Shack Fusion, which they would need to do to keep a little bit of connection there. One thing they are not paying attention to, however, is Nam Ravine Overpass. Nam Amp Station is about to be under threat in less than 2 minutes, almost 90 seconds, with a very large force of NC up there.
My mouse, I apologise, has freaked out on me. It's gone up to maximum DPI settings and I can't turn it off. Which is... try not to cause whiplash, sorry. Alright, so we're just waiting for the map to load. Boom. There we go. We are at Nam Ravine Overpass. The external generator is busted. Oh, I like this. They've got a Sunder deployed right outside the capture point. How's that fair? Double repair Sunders. Okay, so we got Max Crash incoming from the teleporter building by the Connery force.
Show me what you're made of.
Connery has 30 seconds to resecure Shack Fusion Lab. They are trying to get people down into the powerhouse building here. There's a large number of maxes from Briggs. I don't see a large enough force from Connery pushing this point yet. They might lose their only connection to the tech plant.
Sorry, but that was just fixing my mouse. Yeah, so the Max Crash by the Connery force saved the point. Now, what surprised me is that this Briggs force, they've come... Here we go. So the fact is, they brought Sunders and they've got excellent Sunder placements, and with such a close spawn, I was wondering, why don't they bring Maxes? And sure enough, counter Max push now from their Sunders outside. They're right next to the capture point, and this counter push is devastating, and it is pushing back the Connery force on Nam Ravine Overpass, and they're taking the point back. And they may have even brought in extra reinforcements because they outnumber the defenders.
While that's been happening, even though Connery looked like he was trying to resecure it, Shack Fusion Lab has fallen to Briggs, and it also looks like Shack Tech Plant is falling again. I wonder, I mean, at this point you are worried more about percentage, so Shack Tech Plant's an easy place to defend. That certainly would be a place that I would, if I were Connery, continue to try and defend there. And Nam Ravine Overpass is still falling.
Yep, with 25 seconds to go. The fact is, the Sunders that are right next to the door in the capture point, which have just been killed, mind you, but with 15 seconds to go, it shouldn't matter. The ability for the defenders to respawn and remax up and then take the point back in within like a 15-20 second marker was crucial to the taking of this base. I say the taking of this base because they've still got 2 seconds. That was super close. It was very, very nearly resaved by the Connery force there at the very end by TR-42.
I think that most of what we just saw happen in the north is a side effect of this Southgate checkpoint battle that's going on down there. This is a large pop sink for Connery that they obviously have a significant number of their forces down to. That's where I'm headed right now. And they had to sacrifice somewhere. They sacrificed up in the north, and they've lost a great deal of territory to try and attack what is probably at best a 20-minute base.
Yeah, with Shack Tech Plant, they need to make a save, so the Briggs force is trying to take the tech plant. I'm going to go to the tech plant. Can you go check out Gurney Dam for me, please?
Yes.
The Terran Republic attack force at Nam Ravine Overpass. They've pushed up all spawns of Briggs, but Briggs owns the spawn room now, so they may, make a kind of rallying counter push. But right now, Connery is on the capture point.
There is about an even pop. Briggs is slightly overpopped fight at Southgate checkpoint, where Connery owns 2 of the points. So as I said, this is a 20-minute base capture right now, unless they can take the 3rd and hold it. I'm heading over to Gurney Dam as well.
So, Broken Vale. Who owns Broken Vale?
That is NC. It was just recently resecured by Briggs. There was a 2-squad or so attack.
Turrets on small stairs.
Was repelled a moment ago. Briggs Air is over Gurney Dam very heavily right now.
So Briggs has built himself a reasonable lead, but Hurricane secure storage, and there's a large air force over Broken Vale as well, and secure storage is still firmly in the hands of Connery, so it looks like they're going to get this base as well. It doesn't look like Briggs can get there with the air force kind of potentially blocking. And Broken Vale Garrison is also going to flip, even though that Connery is out-popped. It's such a tricky capture point to get to, I love that galaxy point, that they're going to lose this base as well. So that's 2 bases in close succession. Oh, and look at this data hub in the north, that's also about to flip. So that's a 3-base flip in literally as many seconds.
And Broken Vale is going to go through?
There's a push at the last moment, but there's not enough. They are on the roof, but not in the base. And that's,
that hub does look like it was saved at the absolute last possible second there. But that was a good push. That was a good push from Connery, doing those multiple bases there. Gurney Dam is still falling in 90 seconds. I'm trying to look to see if there is a push. There is not a serious push yet from Connery to resecure the dam at the moment.
Nom Ravine Overpass is being taken back by the Terran Republic, and they have 2-to-1 pop advantage, so that nothing's going on. The Broken Vale Garrison, the fact is the NC force is now on the point, but the fact is they don't have any spawns. I don't know if they can be able to hold this for 4 minutes. I'm going to head over to Gurney Dam. No, the Gurney Dam's gone. You can see the capture point's already been taken by the team.
Yes, that did just happen.
Hunter's Blind looks like being pushed off. I don't think South Gate checkpoint will ever go because it's a large outpost. There's no reason for the Terran Republic of Connery to lose the Jack Tech plant. It's too easy to defend. So really it's coming down to the small outposts now between, well, all over the place really.
What's interesting is Connery had a very small force. I don't even know if it was an entire squad at Nason's Defiance that was basically just being a nuisance flipping the base, and they got it down to a 3-minute capture. Now they can't defend it here, and they had to have Briggs come and take these points back. But I was watching the population here, and there was
just issue on all call. 30 minutes remaining, half an hour remaining in the match.
So the generator protecting the capture point at Nom Ravine Overpass was repaired by some hero engineer outside, and it is a long generator. It's a full 2-minute one, not 60 seconds like Water Purification. So a huge max push of infantry and engineers and backup has pushed into the capture point at Nom Ravine Overpass. The TR cannot reinforce because the shields are up, and it is now a save by Briggs, and Connery is just being pushed out. It may look like Connery was in a really strong position. They've got lots of Sunders in air, and they've got, Liberators and Galaxy Bulldogs, but simply not enough.
Connery tried to do a gal drop resecure of Hunter's Blind, and they're bulldogging well inside. I have not seen them get enough people to push into the point yet. Okay, they might have done it on the other door here. Connery just managed to push into the point and resecure Hunter's Blind. It's always the danger where you're watching the wrong door and making the wrong conclusions. Still a huge pop sink for Connery down at Southgate checkpoint. They've taken enough out of that base. I would just honestly redeploy.
Leave. Like, they're winning the base, but they need to know when, right, you're not needed here anymore, leave. And the tech plant guys, they're trying to take Chak Fusion Plant, at least they're flying an attack on it, and Chak Intel Hub. So just being a nuisance in as many places as possible. The construction site Beta is being attacked again, and Broken Vale is being saved. Gurney Dam has been saved. Nason's Defiance is being saved by Briggs, but it was under attack, and the Hunter's Blind is now also being saved and taken back.
I wonder, giving up the biolab to Briggs early on, who wants to go face NC Scatmax's biolab? I think most would say that's not something they want to do, and I wonder if that's actually giving Briggs the 3 bases around it as well. We've never seen a big push into a Con Data Hub, even though it's a relatively easy single cap point base to take. It would get you some more percentage. Even if you never intend to push into the biolab, you could get it just for territory. Same with Southern Labs. Southern Labs is far more important, allows you to push that center weak base lane over there. Connery's spent probably a good 20 minutes now making this push on Southgate checkpoint. There are other bases that those people could probably be used for more efficiently at this point.
So I think Gurney Dam's been reinforced, if you can check that out. I'm going to go up to the tech plant satellites in the north for Chak and see what's going on.
God damn it!
I think someone's broadcasting to everyone, Redlet. You want to figure out who that is?
I didn't hear it, I'm sorry.
Oh, okay, someone's streaming to me.
Connery is doing a decent point hold here at Gurney Dam, although Briggs is right at the doorstep. They're at the very bottom level of the powerhouse building, slowly pushing up onto the point. They haven't managed to make it onto the point yet, but I think this is just a matter of time. Lots of maxes, lots of res grenades.
Well, the capture point from Chak Intel Hub is still in the hands of Connery. Population-wise, they are...
Friendly soldiers rolling up.
Brilliant. As soon as Briggs got on the point at Gurney Dam, there were already people ahead of them at Ixatab Power Regulation and Nason's Defiance. They can't do anything here. This is an entire wasted force of people on the point at Gurney Dam for Briggs right now.
Just have to redeploy and go back immediately. And
There is a 12 of 24 at Ixatab Power Regulation for Connery right now.
Well,
And it looks like that might have been the people who were down in the far south.
if we look at the map at the moment, Briggs are currently in the lead by 2 bases. However, in the north, Chak Tech Plant, they're being attacked from all directions. They're pushing out. Losing that tech plant has been nothing but thorn in Briggs' side. Chak Fusion Lab, Chak Intel Hub, and Chak Water Purification are all under attack.
This is, Connery might be trying to give Briggs a taste of their own medicine here. There is Nason's Defiance ticking, Ixatab Power Regulation, the 3 you just mentioned, and probably about to be Space Rice Passy as well, and Briggs has to choose what it's going to defend. It's probably not going to be able to save every one of these.
The forces that are trying to take back Chak Intel Hub, they're against a properly defend. Oh, it's recursions here, so they're defending their entry points very well. And basically no one's running around, they're watching their single entry points. I can imagine that they're communicating with each other quite effectively. Here comes an organised larger push coming in from the western entry point. Oh, lovely claymore there. It looks like they're outnumbered, but it doesn't. 20 seconds to go. The Connery force, they might barely pull this off. They are heavily outnumbered, they are being flanked from all sides, but with 12 seconds to go, I don't think the Briggs force knows where the capture point is. Too many of them were up above, or now they're on the point, but there wasn't enough. It's flicking. 1 infiltrator left. He's bought a few seconds with that managed to flip the point. 8 seconds to go. This heavy assault with his jackhammer. Is he going to pick it off? There goes kill number 1. Is he going to get kill number 2? There's kill number 2. Is he going to get kill number 3? The infiltrator's right behind him. Oh, he does not get the base because he's by himself. Not enough of them. Fantastic work by Recursion and valiant effort by that heavy assault.
There is a very nice battle going on between elements of TXR and Gab down here at Ixatab Power Regulation. TXR was holding the high point above the point. Gab has managed to push in its people and wipe them out, but I can see another counter push from the TR coming from the northern doors right now.
Yes, so if you look at the map again, Chak Tech Plant again is under contention, 12 at 24. We'll see what happens there. They have also got larger numbers, 2 squads at Chak Intel Hub, so they try to take that back, and they've saved Chak Fusion Lab. Nom Ravine Overpass has been attacked and taken at least 2-to-1 numbers for Connery. Construction Site Beta is neutral at 50-50 pops. Akan Data Hub has been taken with a slight overpop, and there's very few numbers at the moment for Connery. Akan Southern
Connery
Labs
is finally pushing Southern Labs. Yes, that's where I'm headed.
Gotcha, you tell us about there. Nason's Defiance has been saved, they've got numbers. Ixatab Power Regulation, they've got way enough numbers, so that's been saved. Hunter's Blind, slight numbers, and 4 Fingers, so they've actually pushed out of Southgate Checkpoint, and Briggs was trying to take 4 Fingers, although it looks like they've lost the capture point. I'm going to have a quick look at the tech plant and Chak, see what's going on there.
Southern Labs is this incredibly open cap point surrounded by nothing but death balconies all around it. Briggs has managed to gal drop onto the top of one of the buildings and was shooting down with a very nice flank, but they just got taken out. I actually didn't see who took several of them out there. Connery still holds the point, and they're wisely staying inside the buildings as much as they can here at Southern Labs.
So, you're a force commander, right? You've got 22 minutes left in the game, and you're slightly in the lead or slightly behind. How stressful is this as an RTS? It seems there's so much going on.
With RTSs, you can usually be sure that your units will listen to you. They won't make a mistake and go to the wrong base. They won't decide, no, this base is more important or things like that. It's a real finesse kind of
yeah, but it's razor
game.
close. It's one base in this, right? And right now, Briggs is doing a good job in that they're actively defending or attacking all the bases except from Ravine Overpass. If they lose Ravine Overpass, then Connery will go into the lead again. If I bring up the map timeline, we can see how basically throughout the timeline been fairly even and consistent, going back and forth. Briggs managed to get himself a fairly hefty lead about half an hour ago, and that's slowly been whittled by way Connery. Connery's been, dragging their way back into this, and they might just get themselves in the lead in the next 10 seconds.
I'll go grab it now.
Connery also does not have this is not a ghost cap at a con data hub. This is an actual squad of people. I'm trying to see here. This is DPSO and another outfit, it looks like. It might just be DPSO. They were trying to hold out. I think they just got out-popped, unfortunately, at a con data hub. But this was an actual serious attempt to get this base, at least with a squad, maybe more.
No, Briggs is very small poultry force, just being a nuisance to check tech plant. It has been responded in kind by Connery with a much larger force. So I suppose it's a force grab. It's definitely working. They're pulling in more of Connery to defend this than they're actually attacking with. It looks like the attack on Czech Intel Hub by Briggs is being cleared up. The Ravine Overpass has been taken. Now they're trying to attack Awful Pit. Hatcher Air Station, I don't know what's going on there. The Akan Data Hub has been saved. Akan Southern Labs has been saved by a very large actual force of Connery there. Ixtab Power Regulation has been re-attacked by Connery. Hunter's Blind again is being attacked. And Four Fingers is being saved. So we'll go over to Ixtal Power Hub and see what's going on over there.
Awful Pit had a infiltrator or a small force ahead of it. That is something that I've seen Connery do a couple times here. They've made sure to have infiltrators or just a single person ahead of them down the lane, which helps you secure. You don't have to worry about those people just rushing through the door and suddenly it turning into an offense that was a defense.
Both teams are reinforcing heavily except power regulation. You can see that Briggs is bringing in galaxies, landing on the roof, going for the capture point. Connery, on the other hand, is coming from the Sunder. Oh, that reversing AV's harasser's back. I like this. And didn't they say that they're going to change the harasser so that you could potentially face forward? Imagine you did that with a Max with double AV rockets, either with. I don't want to think about that, to be honest. That's extremely powerful.
Connery was not kicked out of a con data hub. I don't know if this was an extra force or if this was DPSO who came back on a spawn beacon or something, but they are back on the point at a con data hub and are relatively